Hey there, I'm Tara from Wild Bird Farm. Today I'm going to make a very simple holiday porch sitter. Now in past years I've made extremely large ones to fill up like a wash tub up by our house. Last year I did a wide but shallow one that sat on a little table on our porch. This year I opted for something tall and slender. So I went out and I harvested some greens just from evergreen trees that we have on our property. We're going to make this project very cost effective here, using much of the things I've had over the past years and then things that I've foraged from around our home. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I opted to come into the hoop house. It's very windy again outside. I knew I wouldn't be able to do any audio out there. So let's walk through just all of the things I've kind of gathered. I'm sure I won't use everything, but just to have all the options here and ready. So again, we have our tall galvanized bucket that I'm going to be using. I have filled this up with fresh potting soil. What I will do once I have everything in here, I will water this in, and then I think we have 2 days, today and tomorrow, where it's supposed to be pretty mild at 50. But then it's going to get cold again here. It's going to freeze each night. So I'm going to water this soil in. That's going to kind of freeze and hold everything in place throughout my season. Let's see. So I have several varieties of evergreen branches. I believe I have some blue spruce. I am not very good at knowing what all of these, I think I have a Norway pine. I'll ask my husband if he can help me out with some of these varieties. I'll put them on the screen. But I have a couple that are more green and then one with a blue tint. So I think that'll be a nice variety of color and texture in the pot. On some of these, I removed any lower bottom leaves because you're going to want a really nice, thick and clean stem to push into your soil. Oh, and I forgot to finish talking about the potting soil. So next spring, when everything thaws out, I'm going to pull everything out. I'll compost the branches. Things that I've purchased that I use year over year, I will just store for next year. And then I can dump this compost into one of my pots for spring flowers. So that's the plan there. I have picked up and saved, I think these are from last year, some nice sized pine cones. I have scissors that I can cut. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I bought these. They're called decorative picks. I got them at our local home improvement store. I'm sure I probably won't use all of them. And they're probably a little tall for my pot, so somehow I'm going to have to get these cut down. I also have some little bits left over from last year of some gold sparkle that might be fun. I brought out a very short string of white lights. I'm not sure I'll use these. I've never used lights actually in my pot before, but I thought, well, this could be a first. I do have a plug-in very close on our porch where I'd set this, so that is a possibility. And then I have a few picks, floral picks, and I noticed that I don't have as many as I've used in the past. I must have had to throw some away. So if we get going here, I may have to do a run to the store to finish this up. I actually need to run into town anyway, possibly for a few more picks, maybe more red accents, I'm not sure, possibly a Christmas ball or two, a plastic kind so it's not breakable, and then possibly a big bow, because the bow that I used last year on my pot, I put on my wreath on my door this year. So depending on if we think the pot needs that, I may need to grab one of those as well. All right, let's get started. I am going to start with some of the heftier branches and just start to fill in the pot. Now I like to angle them at different angles, sort of making this at least a 3-sided pot. This will be up against the wall, especially if I use the lights. So maybe on the back side, I won't be quite as worried about things. But I'd like to have interest here on multiple sides of the pot. Usually when I cut my greens, I go way overboard in cutting them and I have some waste. So this year I cut minimal. So I'm actually hoping I have enough to fill up the pot. And if not, the trees are a short walk from here, so I can definitely go and get more. Now, I believe when you're doing pots like this, a general rule, sort of like with a bouquet, is you look at your container, and your floral arrangement could be 2 times the height of the container. So if I wanted, I could go up 1 and then another and make this pretty tall. I didn't cut super tall branches this year, so we'll see how tall this one gets. I know we'll add some height with our little branches here. I wonder if any of you are feeling a little bit like I am. I've gone really big and bold in past years in decorating. This year, I just am simplifying a lot of things. I didn't even put out all my decorations inside my house. Very minimal outside this year. Just thinking maybe it might be a year to be a little bit more simplistic in some things. All right, this is quite full. I'm picturing this being the front of the arrangement. Now I may go get a few more stems just to fill in towards the back, but we'll see how this goes here. So I think I need to get these in. I'm a little intimidated because they're so long and I'm not sure how we're gonna break them, but we're just gonna give it a try here. Oh, and they snapped. Didn't have to worry about that. It snapped in half. So I think with the rule of odd numbers being better, I might try and do 3 of these. Especially since I know I can snap them easy enough. Oh, I say that and then this one doesn't want to snap. I have to stand on it. Maybe this one we'll use at full height. Let's see what we think here. Yeah, it's a little too tall. This one just isn't wanting to go push down quite as far. I don't know. I don't think it needs to be quite that tall. Okay. Turn it around so you can see what I am picturing as the front. How are we thinking it's looking so far? All right. I think we'll come in with a few of these, and then I think I need to decide if I want to do the lights. And I'm thinking this year, why not? Let's try them. If I don't like it, I can always pull them out. All right, let's speed this up a bit. Okay, here is the current progress. I do think I need a little bit of height and a little bit more red. So I will see what I find when I go into town today. And then I will also show you a shot of this plugged in where I plan to plug it in, and we'll see if we think the lights work on it. Okay, it got late and dark on me. It's actually not that late. It's just dark early. So I found these sweet little things. I found them at Walmart. They have little clamps. So I got 3 of them. And I pulled these out just because these weren't very bright anymore. And I'm going to clamp the 3rd one on. Let's see, where do I think I'll put it? Let's see, kind of like that. And I have them plugged in. Try and get a better picture off the tripod. Pick it up here. So I think that looks pretty good. You can see the gold, but the red pops a little bit more. All right, let me know in the comments below how you are decorating your home this holiday season.